Hi, my name is Dwayne Meertens and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for ClusterTech. In this live demo, I would like to show you how geographical clusters work on our platform. We have set up a test lab running several servers where two of those are used as high availability cluster nodes containing data for the website cl.passat.clustertech.ru. On the right side, you can see connectivity tests for all machines in this demo. For now, the clustered IP address belonging to the active cluster node is located in the Digiplex data center in Norway. The other cluster node is located in the Fjord data center in Moscow and is placed into standby mode. There is an automatic status detection mechanism for all servers, but for now the front-end server in Moscow will be powered up manually. This front-end server in Moscow will now start to function as a proxy. Now, here is where we differentiate ourselves from others. By using IP addresses rather than DNS records as pointers within our GeoCluster setup, we have managed to avoid the delays typically associated with DNS record propagation. Right now, we will show you how the clustered resources migrate in real time from the data center in Oslo to the data center in Moscow. The active cluster node is now node 2 in Oslo, and as you can see, it responds fine to HTTP requests directly to the node 2 IP address on the right. At the same time, node 1 in Moscow is in standby mode and therefore not responding to HTTP requests. The clustered IP, as seen in the upper right corner, is pointing to the domain cl.passat.clustertech.ru, and it is proxying traffic to the active cluster node in Oslo. At this point, we have already started up the secondary cluster control server in the Fjord data center in Moscow, and now we'll look if the route to the clustered IP has changed. As you can see, the trace to the clustered IP is pointing to the data center Fjord in Moscow, and we have not seen a single interruption in ping replies while routing was changing. The location of cl.passat.clustertech.ru has moved to Moscow, and it redirects all traffic from the clustered IP in Moscow to the active node in Oslo. And now, to simulate a disaster occurring, for instance hardware failure, power outage, or network connectivity failure, we will power off the active node in Oslo. As you can see on the right side, the active node, which was node 2 previously, has stopped responding to pings, and if we click the pages, node 2 is not responding to HTTP requests. We have deliberately added a certain delay in detection of this unavailability. We have done so to make sure that we do not get any data inconsistencies during live replication. Because of the added delay, it takes between 30 and 60 seconds for the standby cluster node to become the master cluster node. And as you can see, cl.passat.clustertech.ru has started to proxy traffic to the new active node, which is now located in Moscow, meaning that all resources have been moved to the newly appointed active node there. This has been a presentation of ClusterTech's GeoCluster concept. We at ClusterTech hope that you have found it both interesting and informative. For more information, feel free to contact us. Thank you for your time.